Do you want me to wait till it goes live on Facebook, sir, or go ahead now?
No, you can go ahead and go now. That's fine. I know one's gonna probably take it live in about 60 seconds.
Yes, sir. It's actually live now.
Okay, great. What's up, Big Guy?
What's up, Mr. B?
All
Great to
right.
hear your voice.
Happy holidays, my friend.
Yes.
To you and the family as well. To everyone here.
Yes.
Well, welcome to the line, everyone. This is the Millionaire Mentorship Call. This is where you want to make sure that you are and everyone that's a part of your team or your organization is every single Monday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. 8 p.m. Central Time. I always have to focus on saying it that way because I used to be Central Time. But that my name is Carly Gwynn, chiming in from Orlando, Florida. For those of you guys that don't know me, super excited that I have the honor and privilege of being your host tonight and welcoming each and every single one of you to the call this evening. As you are jumping onto the line, don't be shy. Go ahead and jump into the chat and let me know your name and where you're chiming in from so that I can officially welcome you to the call tonight. I have no doubt that it is going to be a power-packed call as always. So if you don't already have your pen and notepad ready, go ahead and make sure that you get yourself to a quiet place, that you have your pen and notepads ready because you're absolutely going to want to take notes. Note takers are money makers, ladies and gentlemen. You cannot possibly remember every single thing that is shared on the call tonight. So you want to make sure you have your notes to go and take down what is really standing out to you, what is impactful to you, what you want to take away and apply. And then go back and read and study your notes. Mr. Bean always teaches us that you want to treat these calls like a college course, right? You wouldn't sit there in your class that you've invested and paid to attend and just let kind of half-heartedly listen or pay attention. I mean, not if you want to succeed, right? Not if you want to pass the class. You wouldn't, right? And so you wouldn't just, not take any notes and not be ready, right? Well, this is your millionaire mentorship call. So why would you not approach this call with the utmost respect and be ready and have your energy ready and your notepad ready, right? So you can make sure you're getting everything that there is to get from this call and maximizing this moment so that you can grow your business, your bank account, and most importantly, your mindset as we're going into 2025. By the way, happy holidays to every single person that's on this call. And congratulations to you for showing up for your success, even in the midst of this holiday season where a lot of people just check out and, unplug for the remainder of the year. So welcome to the line tonight. For those of you just now jumping on, as I said before, this is the Millionaire Mentorship Call where you want to be every single Monday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you're just now jumping on, go ahead and jump into the chat and let me know your name and where you're chiming in from. I see we have Sabrina chiming in from Houston, Texas. Welcome. Jeremy chiming in from Festus, Missouri. Welcome. And you're welcome. All right. So as you're jumping on, ladies and gentlemen, excuse me, don't be shy. Jump into the chat and let me know your name and where you're chiming in from so I can welcome you to the call. I see we have is it Clella? And if I got that wrong, please charge it to my head and not my heart, right? I definitely want to make sure to get everyone's name correct. Let's see, we have Thomas chiming in from Atlanta, Philip from Jacksonville, Florida, Emma chiming in from Montclair, Virginia. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We have a couple minutes before we get started. So as you are jumping onto the call, go ahead and make sure you're in a quiet place. Make sure you have your pens and notepads ready because you're definitely going to want to take notes. Make sure you're reaching out to everyone that's a part of your organization and let them know, hey, we are about to get started. You don't want to miss the Millionaire Mentorship call tonight or any Monday night, right? This is where you want to be without fail every single Monday night at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. For those of you just jumping on, my name is Carly Gwynn, chiming in from Orlando, Florida, and it is my honor, my privilege, and my pleasure to be your host tonight and welcome you to the call and introduce you to our fearless leader who is going to be joining us momentarily. So as you're jumping on, go ahead and jump into the chat. Let me know where you're chiming in from. Juan from Phoenix, welcome. Dawn from Houston, welcome. Is it Seku from Maryland? Welcome to the call tonight. Angel from Houston, welcome. Kathy from Houston, welcome, 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 everyone. We're going to get started in a few short moments. So let me see your energy and excitement, right? If you guys are fired up and excited about what's happening right now in your business, in your life, or if you're excited for what you're going to learn and take away from the call tonight, let me see some hearts. Let me see some fire. Let me see your excitement on the call. As I said before, what your energy is, that's going to set the tone for what you're going to get and receive from the call. So definitely go ahead. And I see the hearts and the fire in the chat. Awesome. I love it. Dr. Russ, welcome from Detroit. Welcome, welcome. A little bit more housekeeping as you guys are jumping onto the call. And it looks like most of you guys have already done this, but just to make sure, you definitely want to make sure that you have that mute feature hit on your phone, right? We want to make sure our lines are muted so that we have a crystal clear call tonight. Definitely want to make sure we don't have any distractions going on. If you're in a position to be on camera, we would love to see your faces. But in the event that maybe you're, on your way home from work, or maybe you are, trying to take care of a couple things, as I said, that's not what I recommend when you're on this call, but I get it. Life happens. You're here. So if that's the case, go ahead and turn off your camera if you're not in position to be on camera. So that way we don't have any distractions. I know sometimes people are, like I said, driving home from work and you got a lot of background stuff happening in the car, whatever. So just go ahead and mute out your video if you're not able to be on camera. If you are, fantastic. We would love to see your faces. Let me jump back over here to the chat and see who we have joining us. I see we have Emma on the line, Leroy on the line. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Again, we have a moment or two before we get started. So as you're just now jumping onto the call, I want to welcome you to the call tonight. Drop your name and where you're chiming in from in the chat so that I can welcome you to the call this evening. For those of you just now jumping on, my name is Carly Gwynn. I'm not your trainer or speaker, but I do have the privilege and honor of being your host tonight and welcoming you to the call. Welcome, Gabby from Orlando, Ignacio in Milwaukee. Welcome, welcome. And I see that the time has come for me to step out of the way of greatness. The gentleman I have the honor and privilege of introducing to you tonight, he's a family man, he's a military veteran, and he's been a successful entrepreneur for over 25 years. He's earned millions of dollars in not one, not two, but three different industries. And this is the fourth industry that he's going to earn millions of dollars in. And that is why he came out of retirement to be a part of this amazing company and opportunity. And not only has he done very well for himself, but he's always done what's best for his people and put them in position to win. It's one of the things I respect and love most about him is his character. He has a goal to help 10,000 families generate $5,000 per month in residual recurring income over the next 2 to 5 years. And again, what I love most about him is he's the definition of integrity and character. He's one of the only people that's ever been and done every single thing he ever committed to me that he would be or do. So please, ladies and gentlemen, let me see some hearts. Let me see some fire. Let me see some excitement into the chat as we welcome to the line someone I'm honored to call my coach, my mentor, and my friend, the VP of Leadership Development, Mr. Sam Bean.
You know what? I just love that energy, boy. I tell you, you talking about being the bridge from hosting to elite success, and that's the night for it, guys. Tonight is the night that you guys want to be hype, you want to be enthused, you want to be excited, you want to make sure you're in the right frame of mind because you're definitely in the right place at the right time. You just how to be the right person. And so, before we get into this thing real quick, I want to make sure that we do what we do. It is, the season for gratitude. It really is. And I am grateful for the opportunity to be able to serve on this platform and to be able to serve in a capacity VP of Leadership Development. And tonight, I get a chance to thank, again, the owners of the company, Mr. Winston Navarro, JC Rangel, VP of Sales, and the Pacheco's, again, partners of the company. Just elite people, people who they do life together, they do business together, and they're allowing us to come on this journey with them, guys. And we have some elite leaders, and when it comes to leadership council as well, you guys know Ed Ayala, Julio Acosta, my wife Kim Bean, the director of operations for Rain H2O, as well as Mr. Ovi. Just some great people, guys, that you guys get a chance to do business with and glean from and plug into. And so, like Carly said, it is the season, to be grateful. We are a couple of days away from Christmas, and I know a lot of you guys did a lot of shopping today. You're gonna do a lot of shopping tomorrow, and some of you guys could be watching Monday Night Football. So I see my guys on here. I appreciate you guys investing time with me tonight. I want to make sure that I don't take that for granted. I also want to make sure you guys are again aware that we are having the leadership boot camp. That boot camp is going to be on Saturday, and that's going to be for the people who upgraded and for the people who are already at builder status. The banner is out there. The time is out there, 8 o'clock a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And you guys will be getting the Zoom line direct from corporate or from your leaders. Okay. And so I'm excited about that. Make sure, guys, if you are intending on attending that event, let your leaders know right away so we can make sure that you get that actual login information. So you just have to be an active builder on the builder's pack. So with that being said, guys, make sure you also, for those of you who haven't got your convention tickets yet, make sure you're going to get make sure you get your tickets, and just kind of a little heads up, guys. I know a lot of you guys are pressing for the date. Just know that the date won't be in April now. That date is going to be moved. We're looking somewhere early summer, probably June. Don't hold me to it. Again, we want to get those dates together. We are in a really good place. We're in a better place, and we're in a place where we're going to need more space anyway. The things that are happening right now, guys, we're about to shift gears and do some amazing things. Mr. Winston Navarro, again, he and JC and the rest of the owners, as they are coming to the table with some more ammunition. And just when I thought it couldn't get better, it did. And I'm talking to Mr. Navarro every day or every other day, and it's just staying plugged in with this information, staying plugged in with this energy. Make sure, guys, that you're building. Make sure you're in the trenches. Make sure you're hunting. Make sure you're growing your portfolios because when this information is released, it's going to blow your socks off. Yeah. And so just want to give you guys a heads up with that. But I would suggest that get your tickets now because the prices of the tickets will go up and it's going to go up in a major way based on the fact that we're going to be in a major place. Everything is changing. Everything is going to be grand, going to be huge. And you want to make sure you get it while you can get it at a discount. Okay. So tonight, I really just want to get with you guys before we go into the new year. I want to get with you guys and just really talk about the millionaire mindset. And I'm talking to you about it from a person who grew up poor, right? I'm talking to you about it from a person who I was a first generation millionaire in our family, right? And, a person who came up on government assistance, Section 8 housing, all anything and everything that we could have went through as a kid that was horrible, we did. And so instead of becoming a statistic, I turn around and change my stars, right? And some of the things that I did to change my stars and some of the things that I really and truly leaned on to make seven figures and also teach other people how to make seven figures. I'm going to give you guys a night. And again, it's not the whole kit and caboodle. This is just nine different dynamics on building a millionaire, right? So nine different dynamics on building a millionaire. And it's the difference between a seven-figure earner and a millionaire. Anybody can work their way to seven figures if they got the right access and they got the work ethic and they catch lightning in a bottle. Okay. But there are some people who get to seven figures based on those dynamics that can't get back to seven figures. Because if they lose it, again, they would have to have all those dynamics in place again in order for that to happen. Okay. But a person who becomes, as the key word being become, Okay. The person who becomes a millionaire is someone who can do it over and over and over again, right? And it's about evolution. It's like what the late great Jim Rome said, it's don't become a millionaire because of the money you get to make. Become a millionaire because of the person that you get to become, and those are great words. Those are amazing words from one of my favorite mastermind mentors, third party mentors, right? And so when I look at these nine dynamics, guys, no specific order, but the first one I am going to talk about is the habits, guys. And the habits, it says your habits determine your commas. Your habits determine, or should I say, how many commas, right? So I'm not, when I say how many commas, you can be a thousandaire, you can be a hundredaire, you can be a millionaire, right? Multimillionaire. Again, your habits will determine if you become a millionaire, a multimillionaire, a billionaire, or if you just, stay in the same place you're at, or even regress based on your habits. Okay. But I'm not much better than anybody at all, guys. I'm just a person who has better habits than most people, and my habits make me a little bit more consistent than most people as well. The habits that you develop, guys, will determine the lifestyle that you will have and the life that you and your family will live. And I say that, I want to make sure you understand what I'm saying. A lot of you have adopted habits. A lot of you have inaccurate thinking, right? And when I say inaccurate thinking, when you look at let's see the book, right, by Napoleon Hill, he talks about a person who has thoughts that are not of their own, and that they're borrowed thoughts. They're thoughts that have saturated their brains from society, the community, their family, their friends, their associates, right? And I'm gonna talk about that a little bit later, but the thoughts that you're using have created the habits that you have, and the habits that you have created an environment that your kids and your wife have to live in, or your kids and your husband have to live in, right? Better habits, better environment. Better habits, better results, right? Your habits will define you or expose you, right? And again, when you look at people who are extremely successful, they can look at, what you do on a daily basis and tell if you have good or bad habits or not. As a matter of fact, I know most of the time if a person has good or bad habits if you're in my group based on the fact that I don't even hear from you. A person who has great habits or they're doing great things, they have great results, they have great work ethic, they have things that they need to talk to me about, like, hey, I just had 3 or 4 presentations a day, one-on-ones a day, and all of them were different. I need information. And so, again, your habits will expose you based on you doing so much that you need help or doing nothing and where you come up missing. And we have to, put your picture on the milk carton, right? And so you got to think about it for a second. People say they want to be wealthy, but then they turn around and you look at their behavior and it's not congruent. As a matter of fact, 45% of our daily behaviors are habits, guys, and they are directly linked to your long-term success or long-term failure, right? Remember, we talked about, you having to be exceptional at being wealthy. You have to be exceptional at being a seven-figure, eight-figure, nine-figure earner. But guys, you have to be exceptional, right? And have great habits to be a three-figure or four-figure or five-figure earner. You have to be just as good, if not better, just as committed and consistent, if not better, to be a failure as you do to be a winner. And millionaires, it's failure is not even an option. Millionaires have the best habits of all when it comes to getting things done. Okay? Think about it. Are your habits and your behaviors congruent with what you say you want? Okay. If your team members had the same exact identical habits and behaviors that you have, would they be successful? Would you be further along as a leader, or would you be going backwards? Okay. Guys, in this company, you want to make sure that you do it, what I call a skill stack, right? And when you talk about behaviors, a lot of you, well, I don't know how to present, or I don't know how to train, I don't know how to expose, I don't know how to door knock. There's a whole lot that you don't know how to do, but that doesn't mean that you shouldn't do it. That doesn't mean that you shouldn't create a habit on learning how to do it. As we have some exceptional leaders in this company that are teaching, how to win on a daily basis. You just have to teach yourself how to show up, right? You got to make sure that you put yourself in a position where if you are going to learn something, dedicate that time to that. right? Put yourself in a position where, let's say, some of the most successful people in the world, they focus on the things that they need to do to make money, the things that they need to learn to make money, the things that they need to master to make those seven figures or eight figures, right? And they don't focus on anything else. They don't get distracted, right? They make it happen. They don't self-sabotage. They make sure that they do what's required so they can have what's desired. They don't do their best because they know where they're at right now, their best isn't good enough. And so it's a lot of you guys here who are making six figures as a salary, which with what you do as a living, and you do very, very well at what you do for a living. But that doesn't translate over here. If you're doing your best over here based on what you do over there, and your best hadn't got you three utility bills, your best haven't got you your four where you don't pay your more, no, your best haven't got you to build a 500, and your best haven't got you any of your goals and dreams, your best isn't good enough. You're just saying you did your best so you can have a soft pillow to fail on. Okay? Millionaires don't do their best. Okay? They do everything that's required, not just some things. They don't leave anything out. Okay? That's why it's not that many of them. When they say that song said they're not like us, that's what the millionaires say. Seven-figure earners, they look at everybody else and say they're not like us, right? So that was number one. Number two, you create wealth from ownership. You create wealth from ownership. The first thing about ownership that you should understand is that you should take it. So it's not like you in a corporation, guys, a traditional company where you're in the mailroom and you just it's my company. I'm gonna take over the company and we about to run roughshop over here. It's about to be a non-hostile takeover, right? Yeah. Good luck with that one. But when you're in a high ticket sales environment, guys, and the company says we will pay you, we will put you in a profit sharing pool. We will put you in a 2% pool, a 5% pool, and you get, a piece of every transaction that's had in this company. If you get to this level, guys, you can work your way from the bottom to the top. You can work your way from the outhouse to, the pool house, right? Like literally swimming in that 2%, 5% pool, right? Remember, it's not, your the leaders or the company's obligation to build your wealth, guys. It's yours. Build is only here to create some wealth, some income for you, some revenue for you, so you can go build the wealth on your own. But we do have means and things that we can use to teach you how to create wealth. But guys, there's going to be some things that are happening right now. We've been telling you guys, I've been telling you for the longest, Builder 8,000 is a pin that you have to achieve for more reasons than one. Okay? When we hit the convention, which is why they also wanted to extend out. We wanted to make sure when we have our inaugural convention, right? And you guys are sitting there, and Mr. Winston Navarro comes up and he pulls up that podium. He's standing behind that podium. And he starts to announce, how you are now in a position to outright truly own your business, truly own your company, but you have to be at a director to do it, right? Some of you are going to have to actually be at that event to see Jabari Sadler walk across the stage and sit down and sign his contract of ownership, right? Some of you are going to have to be there to see, an Angel Trend when she gets to build the 8,000, right? Come across there and sign her, her contract saying she owns it right out, right? You got a lot of different people going to be hitting that stage. When Hans is the director and he's signing, Idris director signing, Matt director signing, right? But you didn't do anything, right, to get the bill to 8,000 just to see if what I'm saying is accurate. You didn't do anything to get to build to director to see if anything that I'm saying is accurate. But when they get there and they announce ownership, and you have the rights, you have the deed to your business, you have the keys to your vehicle, and you can build it as big and bad as you want, your company, guys, don't play with this. I'm just telling you, this is when you get ownership here and you put yourself in a position where now you're out there prospecting. You're prospecting from a position of ownership. You're not the CEO, Mr. Winston Navarro, but you have something that other people in network marketing don't have, ownership of their positions. Guys, it's a lot of us in this industry that were screwed out of our positions because we didn't have ownership in those companies. We built $1 million books of businesses, 400, 500, $600,000 a year books of businesses, only to be robbed and stabbed in the back, right? But this man is telling you, you didn't do a fraction of that, but you get to own your business. That's how bad he wants you to own it. That's how bad he wants you to have it. And you now get a chance to take that ownership and tell everybody in the industry, this is why you need to come join me. This is what we have to offer. We have security for you and your family going forward, and you can build it as big and bad as you want, and as big and bad as you desire. Guys, don't play with this, please. We want the amount of people walking across that stage, right, to sign, and whatever they have, if they have a table set up or however they have that sign area, guys, it needs to be more people on stage or at those tables than it is in the audience. That's how you go out there and make an impact. That's how you kick in the door in your inaugural event. You want to be one of the people who is sitting at that table signing your contract. Okay. So that's a really big deal. Like I said, Builder 8,000. How you become Builder 8,000? Become a Builder 500 factory, right? Builder 500 after Builder 500 after Builder 500 after Builder 500. And you're teaching people how to do the same exact thing. Next thing you know, you're Builder 8,000. Builder 8,000, right? You're out there putting people in business, and all of a sudden you got people selling so many deals that now you're at director ownership. Everybody type ownership in the chat. I want to see who's going to have their ownership, who's going to be signing docs at the convention. Okay. If you're going to be signing docs at the convention, say me, right? Because I want to make sure. See, the thing about it is you're setting yourself up right now because every time you say ownership, me, all those other, we got access to this. This is recorded, right? So, number 3, building and protecting your reputation. And that's individually and as a company as well. As your name is all you got, right? And just for the record, this industry is you know is bigger than your name, right? And when you look at your name, though, it carries weight in this industry. Okay, the bigger your name, the bigger the magnet, right? Yeah, people. When you think about it, some of you guys are sponsored people just because of JC Rangel's name when it comes to solar, right? Oh man, JC's over there. Yeah, I want to go ahead and I'm gonna sign up over there. I'll come in with you, but it's good. I know JC from Power, right? Some of you guys are signed up because of Julio Aquino and Eddie Ayala. So y'all signing people up because they were over in this company, and now all of a sudden they saw y'all on stage together. They saw y'all at an event together, and oh yeah, you over there with them? I'm gonna sign up. They have the name. You don't have the name yet, right? Wences Navarro, they know him from different places, right? He's the owner. Oh yeah, swell guy, right? He's an amazing individual. I'll join you just because of that. What you guys got is great, but he has impeccable character. He's got a name. He's got a brand. The Pacheco's, oh yeah, guys, I'm telling you right now, go build your brand so people on your team can come to the company based on your brand, based on your name. Okay. The faster you build your business, the faster you build your resume, the faster your brand is growing and being built so you can now help your team build theirs. Warren Buffett, there's a quote I'm ready to tell you. Warren Buffett has a famous line that says, lose money for the firm and I'll be understanding. But lose a shred of reputation for the firm and I'll be ruthless. As your name, your brand, and the company's name and the company's brand is like virginity. You only get one time to mess it up, one time and it's gone, right? And that's kind of graphic, I guess, whatever it is. But I want to make sure you understand how bad it is, to recover from a character situation. People will forgive, a honest mistake, but they'll never ever forgive a flaw in character, right? Guys, everything you do, whether it's a bad deal, a stolen person, whatever it is, guys, it's a bad light on the company. And it's a bad light on you. So let's make sure right now you got to understand that millionaires understand that they don't have a wage. They don't punch a clock, right? The only way they can guarantee their income is by guaranteeing that their name is powerful, their name has a brand that continues to grow, that shines like a beacon of light, that attracts people to it That's how millionaires and billionaires make their name. Warren Buffett, you know him based on his brand. You don't hear anything about him sleeping around. You don't hear anything about him doing drugs. You don't hear anything about him doing anything wild, stupid, dumb, crazy, right? You don't hear anything about these people messing up their brand because their brand represents commas, multiple commas, three commas in most situations, right? When you look at Elon Musk, Elon Musk may be the president. He may be calling all the shots, right? But it's because he got a brand, because he got a name, because he's got a reputation, right? And he's got some solutions, for the country. And so when you have a name, you have a brand, people lean on you, people call on you, you get perks and benefits, you get, to the big treatment to where the first time you make $1 million, guys, the first time, it is hard, right? You work hard, you build it hard, you run like you never ran before. The second time you make the million based on your brand, it's not hard at all. It just happens. Third million just happens. Fourth million just happens. They just they just happen because guys, you've already did the work. Now you're attracting it. People know based on your character, based on your name, based on your reputation, that we can do business with this individual. Really rich people, they may do business with a psycho or a narcissist in one deal or a short-term situation, but they won't do anything and won't tie themselves to them long term, right? Because of the name. When you look at names, you see the Dallas Cowboys back in the day, they had what they called the White House, where they did a lot of drugs in there, and a lot of people got in a lot of bad challenges in there. It was certain people with big names that had Cadillac endorsement contracts, and they lost those Cadillac endorsements. A lot of those other people had like big time endorsements, and they lost those endorsements because their name was attached to a brand, and they didn't want any bad press on that name. We saw people over the last 3 years, big time people with big names go from multi-billionaires, right, to less than a billionaire, half a billionaire, 500 millionaire, whatever it is. But based on a brand, based on people not want to attach themselves to you, you want to make sure you build something that people do want to attach themselves to. Number four, your word sets your credentials. Your word sets your credentials. Guys, millionaires actually do what they say they're going to do. They leave no stone unturned. If they give their word, they make that promise, guys, it's going to get done. That's one thing I understand about people who are extremely successful, people who are millionaires, people who are multimillionaires, people who they all they do is win and want winners around them. If you drop the ball, you don't keep your word, you're not a professional, they won't do business with you anymore. It's all about being, because you have people around here trying to be perfectionists. Don't be a perfectionist, be exceptional and be a professional. Professional means that I'm going to do my job, and whatever my job is, whatever I agree upon, that's what I'm going to do. Right? Just keep your promises. So when you look at millionaires, also the thing about them when it comes to their word and their credentials, they go out there and they go over and they go over and beyond. They are in a position where they go set goals that other people are scared to go out there and shoot for. They give themselves deadlines that are almost impossible, or it appears to be impossible to hit, and they go run and they attack it and they find ways to hit it. Right? See, that's how you want to be. Like when we give people assignments, whatever around here, guys, we have people say, "Oh yeah, I want to make $5,000 a month. I want to make $10,000 a month. I want to build to 8,000, by April or whenever it is." But you can't get that person to go do any presentations. You can't get that person to do any prospecting. You can't get that person to do anything that they committed to do or promised to do or that they said that they would do. And so, guys, what happens is now you lose credibility to seven-figure people. If a person is really looking at you as somebody who was talented, somebody who may have wanted to invest in time, energy, and resources into, then you pretty much dropped the bag. And what you did was you blew that audition. See, that was an audition, guys. Okay. And when I say, hey, let's go ahead and put some people, let's put 30, 40 people on on a Zoom, right? And you come back with 5 or 10 people, it means that you really didn't do the work. You really didn't do the preparation. That means that you really didn't do what was required to continue to have access to my time or the time of anybody who's working on your behalf. That means that you really didn't value what was offered to you based on the fact that you didn't have to pay for it. But if I charged you, it'd be different. If JC charged you for his time, it would be different. Winston's charged you for his time, it would be different. Pacheco's charge you for that time. Ayala and Aquino charge you for that time. It'd be different, right? Some of you guys, I'm gonna tell you right now, quite honestly, you take Mr. Ovi for granted. His time, that man is a wealth of knowledge, right? And when I tell you him going to work, him actually being in your corner, him advising you on how to move his water, you have a resource at your disposal that you take for granted. I would have this man doing 100% of my in houses. That's all he's ever done. This is not anything new to him, right? So when you look at guys, when you look at your credentials, setting, you're keeping your word, keep your word. The other thing about keeping your word is this: when you don't keep your word, this is what happens. It ends up being a black mark against your self-esteem, right? You end up, it's like you don't keep your word, man. All of a sudden, that's one more thing you didn't do that you get a chance to blame yourself for, that you get a chance to hold over your head, that you get a chance to now decrease your value, because you don't keep yourself, you keep your word for to yourself. It's bad. Same thing to your family. See, how you do anything is how you do everything. I found that if you don't keep your word here, you're not keeping your word anywhere else. It just, again, just tells me a lot about you. Not just me, tells the people who are going to be doing business with you a lot about you. Right. And so for some of you guys, I'm gonna just tell you, some of you, again, mentally and emotionally, you're not too far gone. You can draw a line in the sand, you can start all over again, and you can work your way out of it and just start to build out of it. You can now start making new commitments and now keeping those commitments. You can start making new promises and now start keeping those promises. Kind of like credit, right? I don't care how bad your credit is. If you just, just go out there and say, forget it. I'm going to forget everything for 2 years. Guys, after 2 years, they really don't pay attention to what's on your credit. They pay attention to all your new credit. So what you do now is you start to establish new credit with the people who you let down, with the people who you didn't keep those promises to, the people on your team who you promised, the people who are your senior partners that you promised, the people who are owners of the company that you promised you're going to do certain things. Guys, it's time to start creating new credit lines, right? Just telling you that's a really important thing. It's a good thing that we're in this industry that's a forgiving industry, right? But I just want you to understand this. When you look at, I say the wealthy people refuse to do business with unreliable people, and the best predictor of the future performance is based on past behaviors. That's what wealthy people look at. And so now you need to go and override the bad past behaviors with good current behaviors. Focus on things, and that's another thing. That's when I say some of you guys have broken your promises based on your fears. A lot of you guys are going to let your fears rob you out of your futures. It's time for us to make that change. It's time for us to go out there and set new commitments. It's time for us to go out here and make new appointments, right? And because, quite frankly, you've been here for a year and you haven't did anything significant. You've made an appointment to be exactly where you're at, right? Based on what you did, the things that you did leading up to this point. If a person's saying that they're going to be a millionaire, a seven-figure earner, do you think they would be in the same exact place that they started 12 months ago, 9 months ago, 6 months ago, 3 months ago? No. The question is this: where are you going to make your new appointment for? 3 months from now, where are you going to be? Where are you going to make the appointment for 6 months from now, 9 months from now, 12 months from now? Will you only be a whole year older, or would you be a year wiser and a year wealthier? Okay. Make new appointments, guys. Again, this is time for you to forgive yourself. Okay? It's time for you to get out of victim mode and say, you know what, I messed it up. And now you're holding yourself hostage. Guys, you're punishing the wrong person. The person who made the mistake 6 months ago, that person doesn't exist anymore. You're new, you're different. It's time for you to forgive yourself. Stop being the victim. Loose them shackles and chains, and let's go out here and do something special. All right. Number 5. Have a circle that works instead of a circle of jerks. Have a circle that works instead of a circle of jerks. Some of you can't move forward because you got too much baggage. Some of you don't understand what the season of separation means. Some of you are unequally yoked with the friends. See, some of you 40, 50-year olds, you're still hanging with your high school buddies that you pull pranks on people with, right? The girls that you went and had your hot girl summers with back 20, 30 years ago, you still kicking with them, right? Some of you need to have a new, entirely different association. It's time for you to go out there and understand that there's a difference between allies and friends. There's some people who are going to push you forward and some people who are going to hold you back, right? So I get excited when I see all the pictures and the photos of everybody who's out here. They out here in these streets going to networking events again. When I see Julie, Julian and Angel Tran and Michelle Tran at these events, Precious, over here in Houston, all of them be at events together and doing their thing together. I get excited when I see them, out here in these streets beating up the block, doing business together. I get excited when I see Jenny, Erica, Roxy, Veronica. I get excited when I see all of them out there doing networking events and out there doing real estate market events. I see them out there hanging out together. When I see Luis and Dinner and Matt, all those guys kicking and hanging together, guys. When you are actually around successful people, guys, if you're 25 feet away from a successful person, if you sit 25 feet away from a successful person, your performance will increase by 15%. Guys, if you are being mentored and coached by a seven-figure earner, a person who's made millions of dollars, guys, the chances are of you becoming one greatly increase. And so, again, you're either going to be poor or wealthy by association, poor or successful by association. That's if you put a pastor in prison and he's around thugs, drug dealers, killers, and murderers and thieves and just a lot of bad people, chances are they're gonna convert him. Okay, chances are they'll break him. Same thing. You take a criminal and you surround him by a whole lot of wealthy people, rich people, good people, people in church. You pluck him right there in church. You put him in a suit. You put him in a tie. You cut his hair. You know what I'm saying? You teach him new verbiage, new language. You teach. Uh, I'm just telling you. He'll conform. He'll convert. So right now, you got to stop hanging around people who have your problems and not your answers. Again, a lot of y'all are guilty by association. This is the time, guys. The best way, again, to have seven-figure habits is to hang around people who have made seven figures. Well, you say, well, I don't have access to JC Rangel or well, get access to them. You know how you get access to them? Go do something. Go earn it. I didn't have access. I had never made a seven-figure a year before I got in access with my seven-figure mentor back in the day. I made sure he understood that he was my goal. That mentor, this man, they had him in the billionaire edition of the Millionaire magazine. Donald Trump was on the cover of that magazine, and they called him the millionaire maker in that magazine. And I had never been around millionaires before in my life, but I didn't have a seven-figure goal. I didn't have a $50,000 a month goal, a $100,000 a month goal. I had a him goal. My goal was to get him to mentor me and coach me because I believe that if he mentored me and coached me, he can go out here and help me become a millionaire like he helped those other people become a millionaire. He is different from me, but they are not. If he can help them, he can help me. If this system is already putting people in a position where they're making 100 grand a month, 60 grand a month, 50 grand a month, and it's going to be bananas after this in a minute, guys, and you're in the same exact company, the results you're getting is based on the decisions that you're making. And a lot of times the decisions that you're making are decisions that are not even of your own. You have people who are making those decisions for you indirectly. The people who you associate with, hang around with, people who convince you to do everything except for prospecting, convince you to do everything except for going to networking events, convince you to doing everything except for seven-figure activity. You are associating with the person who's going to have you on your deathbed with regrets. And it's not going to be their fault. It'll be yours. It's easy to hang around people who are going nowhere because they make you comfortable. They make you feel good about yourself, right? They don't stretch you. They don't hold you accountable for anything. That's why you don't hang around broke people, right? You have some good broke people. You have some sweet broke people. You have some funny broke people. Some people who it's really really cool to kick it with type broke people. But when it comes to you and your family, now you spend and invest you invest time with rich and wealthy people. You spend time with them because when you spend money, you don't get it back. When you invest money, you do, right? So again, you got to make a seven-figure decision in order for you to make seven-figure income. If JC is the apple of your eye when it comes to being mentored by JC and he don't know your name, make sure he know your name, right? If any of these leaders out here, guys, we have great leaders. I don't want to leave anybody out, but you got up and coming people. Erjan, Idris, Hans, right? You got Dinner, Matt, Gent. You got some Chris McHenry. You got some animals out here. If I were you, I would literally be in the field, in the trenches, trying to earn their time. And some of you guys be like, you know what? Your ego's like, why I gotta earn their time? Because you don't have their lifestyle. You have the desire to be where they want to be or where they're going. You have goals that to make what they're making or what they're going to make. So it's either you have a big ego or a big bank account. You decide. But just know this, the world's not going to slow up for you to catch up. And right now, while you have access to these individuals who are glad to give you their time because they're looking for people who are ready to run, I'm gonna tell you something. Next year, when we make these decisions and all these people get out of this holiday mindset and they get to running, they get to doing all the stuff that leads in this social media, that door knocking this, and they get to building up their pipeline. They got all this business coming in. They're not gonna have time for you. And they're not gonna make time for you. Remember, you're an independent business owner. Independent, not dependent. You're not on their 1099, right? This is the thing. Each and every last one of you who made some money this year, right, is going to have a 1099. And those of you who have a job in this business, you'll have a W-2 and a 1099, right? That W-2 is going to tell you how much money you made this year, okay? That 1099 is going to tell you how much money you should have made this year. Because when you see all them zeros in front of your number, when you see that three-figure number or that small that small four-figure number, right? You're gonna look and be like, man, I should have made all kind of money. How much money you left on the table, right? Just saying, get away from them that circle of jerks that you're in. Get away from the circle of jerks, guys. Your environment is the mirror of your future. Look in it. Be honest with yourself. Where do you see yourself based on the company that you're keeping right now? Okay. So number 6, the greatest muscle you can build is urgency. The greatest muscle that you can build is urgency. And I'm not talking about the urgency that you have when you lost your job or you broke or you finally ready to make a decision because things ain't going your way. I'm talking about a person who understands what they have their hands on. They have big goals, they have big dreams, and they're urgent about getting that stuff knocked out before everybody else realizes what they have their hands on. They realize they can take full advantage of the market share and they can go and run this thing to the moon. That's urgency, right? The person that understands that this is not NASCAR where speed kills. This is high ticket sales where speed thrills. This is where you can get in this thing and turn it up, take the governor off this thing and run it to 7 figures overnight. I'm telling you, urgency is where you need to set your workout repetitions at right now, guys. You got to learn how to now start to close the gaps. You got to start making sure that the dash between the time you get an idea to time of completion and implementation, that gap is shortening, right? You got to learn how to master the system. You got to learn how to stack skills. You got to learn how to go out here and master technology. You got to learn how to get out of your way, right? Because seven figure type people, millionaire people, they're urgent by default. Average everyday people, you lose by default. You got to get ready. How many of y'all know? Just say me. If you know somebody who's always getting ready to get ready, somebody who's always about to do something, Somebody who's always fixing to do something, somebody who's always gonna do something. They're always this close. They'll sneeze away from catching fire and they haul off and do nothing. Anybody know anybody like that? Right? I'm just saying, guys, this is you got to learn how to get more done in a shorter period of time, and then the next time you do it, make that time shorter. It's time for you to learn how to collapse time frames, right? And when I say time frame, why do you think that if you've seen the six figures to the 6 steps to six figures, I talk about you setting aggressive goals. The goals that I put in there, they're not even that aggressive, but I have to meet you where you're at. We're talking about getting your four and paying no more in a couple of days. Let's say 72 hours. We're talking about builder 500 in 30 days. But you could do it in 1 week if you wanted to. You could do it in 1 week. You could do it in 2 launch calls if you wanted to. Some of y'all use time as a crutch. All right. Get 3 utility bills. Why take you more than one Saturday to get 3 utility bills? It's because you won't learn the skill that it takes to actually get the utility bill. Just knock it out. Like Jabbar said, get it over with. Get it over with. Just say, you know what? What's next? Done. What's next? Done. Right? Focus on nothing else but getting that done. Like for me, getting my 4 right away, done. First day. I talked to JC. When JC talked to me, he was doing a lifeline with me. He told y'all the story. I had 9 people on that call, on that Zoom. 9 people. I had already sent them the presentation. They got on a Zoom. He thought it was a 3-way with just me. I had 9 people on it. I need that 4 because I'm not going to pay no more. I need to make sure I launch this thing. Probably I want to make sure I get these numbers on the books. I want to make sure that I get to ramping up this money, right? Check in on your people. Give them goals and find out how close they are to their goals. Find out where they are in that process. Guys, well, I'm just telling you, when it comes to communication, guys, when communication improves, action speeds up, results speed up. Prioritize action over perfection. And boy, when you look at perfection, these people, I'm a perfectionist. Guys, how many of you believe that you're a perfectionist? Just say I'm a perfectionist. All right. Because you got people like, you know what, I just can't get nothing done until I know everything. That's a crutch, right? That's something that broke people use as an excuse not to throw their hat in the ring. Okay, it's all about systems. The systems don't need you. The system is here for a reason. If you really and truly are serious about your goals, guys, I'm just telling you right now, it's a difference between dreaming and doing it. It's a difference between dreaming and doing it. You're either doing it or you're not. Okay. You're either being about it or you're talking about it. Okay. Everybody be talking about it, they haul off and do nothing though. Number 7, have meaningful dialogue and ask proper questions. Have meaningful dialogue and ask proper questions. 7-figure people, they have the best conversations. And guess what? They do the least talking in those conversations. They don't have nothing to talk about. It's amazing how people who hadn't hit one goal, who had did one presentation, who had did one training, who had did one anything, you talk more than the people who have all the information, all the knowledge and everything. 7-figure people or people who aspire to be 7-figure people don't say nothing. The only thing they say is they ask a question and they make sure it's a good question. And when it's done, they ask another one. As you're going to end up in life in direct proportion to the quality of question that you ask other people and the quality of the question that you ask yourself. Because some of y'all should be asking yourself, man, half the month, when the month of December is already over with, what could I have done different that would have put me in a better place this month? Did what I do activity-wise get me closer to my goals or further away from my goals? Did I coach, get coaching? Did I get, mentorship in my deals? Did I do 3-ways and lifelines like I was supposed to? Did I reach out to the owners of the company? Did I reach out to the people who are helping me, the people who signed me up? Did I do any of this stuff that I was supposed to do that would have put me on the track to success, right? Then you have questions about, So how do I approach this individual, here? How do I approach this person in the church? How do I, if you have people who are going to answer questions, guys, who are already in a place that they're winning and they do have the information that you need, why are you not asking these people the questions? Right? I did a three-way the other day with Julian. This guy works for NRG Energy here in Houston, electric company, utility company, business development. I asked him questions like he was JC. I started talking about, the president and the impact that the president is going to have on, solar and clean energy. He started talking. He started answering questions. He started going off, right? Giving me intel. I recorded it. Then I started talking about Elon Musk and all of a sudden, boom, he went off again and solar energy. I'm asking him questions. Man, whether you get started or not, I'm about to make the best out of this conversation. I'm already in the business, but you're in that industry. You have some behind the scenes stuff that I know for a fact that we're not talking about in this company. So I'm gonna take full advantage of that, right? You end up in life in direct proportion to the highest levels of questions that you ask, the type of questions that you ask people who have your answers. I'm going to always ask questions. The people who have my answers are not my problems. If these people are in this industry and they're making way more money than me and they can give me some nuggets that I can use in a presentation, a conversation, or a training, yeah, best believe I'm asking those questions. That's what seven-figure people do. All my money was based off me asking questions and being at events and trainings like this. I take only thing I take credit for when it comes to making the money that we make, guys, is me being a great student and applying the information right away. Urgency. An insatiable desire for information and being urgent about applying it immediately. Some of you guys saw that when we came back from Mentor Factory. I sat right there, steps 5 feet away from the stage, and Danny Pesci was on there and he came out of his mouth. This man, he messed up and said, "You paying for it anyway." That man should have never said that. I was already recording him, but when he said that, I went back to that spot. That's the only thing I went back to. I didn't need to hear anything else. I heard exactly what I needed to hear at that point in time. Then guess what I did? I started asking myself, how can I take this and add in the presentation? How can I expand on this? How can I make this, a point of emphasis to homeowners where they actually look at this and say, wow, I am being manipulated. I am being taken advantage of. Then I asked WhatsApp and AI, hey, on WhatsApp AI, I started asking WhatsApp and AI questions about companies, utility companies in Texas that own solar farms. And guess what? AI did answer my question. Gave me all kind of answers about all the electric companies that's in Texas that own solar farms. Yeah, you gotta learn how to ask the proper questions. Right? I'm just saying that seven-figure people, they ask a bunch of questions. They get a bunch of answers. When they get those answers, they monetize it. Okay? Number 8, embrace violent opposition. Embrace violent opposition. Anytime you're about to do something great, guys, you're going to be confronted by violent opposition, and I do mean violent. Okay? Some of you guys, I'm telling you, some of you guys have a one no dream where a person can tell you no, and that's the only no that you need to hear, and you're gonna quit. But there's some people right now, they're gonna get the no from their wife, or they're gonna get a no from their husband, they're gonna get a no from their parents, they're gonna get a no from their neighbor, you're gonna get a no from somebody who they respect, love, and and it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be tough because now they got a decision to make. Now that person's got to figure out whether they stand up and fight for their dreams or they alienate the ones that they love or the ones they respect, right? When you look at violent opposition, guys, I'm gonna just tell you, the more violent the opposition, the grander everybody type the grander. I don't even know if that's a word. The grander, grander, the reward. I don't care anything about violent opposition. I live violent opposition. I've been poor. I've been so poor, but I'm just poor, broke, whatever it is. It's nothing more violent than that. Coming up as a kid with wearing hand-me-downs and being joked on, being verbally bullied, and being talked about and laughed at, and man, kids are cruel. So there's nothing as an adult you could tell me that's going to hurt my feelings when the kids the kids were worse than you will ever be. Y'all let y'all neighbors, y'all let y'all friends, y'all let y'all families, y'all let y'all people who are not paying your bills, determine whether you actually or somebody who's going to be successful, wealthy, free, or broke. I'm just telling you, y'all are trying to please the wrong people. Right now, if things are not happening, you're not being attacked. That means that you're not doing anything. It means you're not doing anything. You're not talking to anybody. You're not putting up any big numbers when it comes to, how many people you're calling a day, how many doors you're knocking a day, how many people you're hitting up on social media a day. People who are doing all of this, they getting some resistance and they getting stronger for it. That's why they end up making the money. Because the more resistance they get, the more feedback they get, the more reflecting they get to do, the more learning they get to do, the more overcoming they get to do, the more stronger they get to do. And instead of them asking God for a lighter load like you do, they ask for a stronger back. It's time for us to grow up. It really is. It's time for us, guys, as grown men and grown women. If you're gonna be, and that's why I said this is the Millionaire Mentorship call. This is not the Solar Monday call, right? This is not the door knocking call. So if you don't want to hear it real, get off. This is for seven figure situations. This is for people who want to go out here and take the company, put the company on their back, and go out here and help people create wealth all around the world. That's where we're going. Just saying. If you haven't had a moment, guys, when you had to second guess your decision to join Bill, you would never in business. If you never ever, guys, I'm just saying, if you've been in this business for 12 months, you hadn't quit this business at least 9 times in your head, you ain't been in business, you ain't did nothing. You were just existing. You were an incubator. It's fine. It's fine. Stay on the membership, go travel, stay on the membership, go eat food, stay on the membership, go out there and shop, and do all of that until you're ready to come and join the party. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking about people who out here claiming that they want to be seven-figure earners. That's all I'm saying. Ain't no high horse here, ain't no soapbox here. This is just the real deal, Holyfield. This is just a conversation that I want to have with you because I love you. I'm just telling you right now, when it comes to violent opposition, guys, quitting is never an option for me. It's like divorce. That word don't exist. I'm just saying it right now because this is a training, right? You don't talk about divorce in my household. That word is taboo. We never talk about that. Don't it ain't never that bad. Just like quitting on my dreams ain't never that bad. Quitting on my goals ain't never that bad. It ain't nothing you can do to me to make me quit on my goals, my dreams, for my family. Please, some of y'all need to learn how to quit quitting. That's a thing. Some of y'all quit everything. People be jumping from. I mean, y'all know people who jump from company to company. Every time, every 2 months, you get a text message from the same person. Say, hey man, I want you to take a look at something. Put me in there. If you say that me, just if you know somebody, you get a text message from somebody every 2 or 3 months. And it's the same somebody or same somebodies. They always jump from this company to that company. They're always quitting. But they always got you, they got something for you to look at. And it's always the greatest thing on the sliced bread, right? Quitting. Quit quitting. Quit dealing with quitters. And quit running from violent opposition. Embrace it. Run toward it. Before I go to number 9, when you look at, what was it? The Master Key to Riches by Napoleon Hill, there's a chapter in that book called The Definition of Purpose. You should pull it up. You should read it. And because it talks about being confronted with violent opposition. Your goal is over there, and you have obstacles between you and your goals, right? And let's say you're moving towards your goals, but the obstacles are still staying there. See, this is the thing. The obstacles ain't moving because you ain't no threat. You walking towards it. You moseying along. But if you put your head down and you run, boom, you just take off towards your goals and you run violently toward the violent opposition. Guess what the violent opposition is going to do? It's going to get out of the way. And you're going to run by it so fast that the draft is going to pull the violent opposition behind you, and it's going to do it in such a way that the violent opposition now becomes your ally and pushes you even faster towards your goals. It gets out of the way, but it won't get out of the way unless you're running. Number 9, and we're going to get out of here. Make an appointment for your wealth day. Make an appointment for your wealth day. Let's see here. Have a little fun here. Uh, what's the date for Independence Day? What's the date for Independence Day? What's the date for Christmas? Right? What's your birthday? What day is New York, New Year's? New Year's. What is New Year's date? What's your retirement date? What date are you gonna make $1 million? See, that's the thing. We know every day. We know the Mother's Day, Father's Day, New Year's Eve, New Year, Thanksgiving. We know all these dates that's on the calendar, but you don't have a calendar date for your retirement that you're gonna retire yourself in this business. You don't have a seven-figure date where you're gonna make six figures a month, right? And that's the thing that when you don't have a date, you're not on purpose. When you don't have a date, guys, you're not in a position where you're going to hit that date. You become what I call Christopher Columbus. You may get there one day on accident, right? And because some of y'all actually think, well, if I'm in the business 5 years from now, I'll be a millionaire. That's not how it works. You're just gonna be 5 years older. Okay. I came in and I gave you the blueprint. I gave you the understanding on how I was going to get to $1 million a month, not $100,000 a month. It don't even matter what my goal is. I gave you a date. I said 2 years from now, guys, it's going to be $250,000 a month on subscriptions. It's going to be $175,000 a month on solar overrides. It's going to be $125,000 a month on Ripple overrides, right? 2 years from now. Because I already know what the numbers are. I've reverse engineered. That's what millionaires do, billionaires do. They understand what they need to do to actually hit a goal. They set a mile marker, they set a goal, and then they go out there and create a plan, right? And they go out there and blueprint how this thing is going to go down. And then they go get all the people that they need to make it happen. And then they go to work. They go to work because all the real work has been done. All the real work is in the planning. All the real work is in the blueprinting. Okay, remember, a goal is created, and a goal becomes real in three places. Three: in your mind, on paper, and in the trenches, in the field. Right? In action, basically, in the mind, on paper, and in action. Okay, so you got to understand it. When I say make an appointment, guys, where are you going to be in 3 months? Where are you going to be in 6 months? Where are you going to be in 12 months? Where are you going to be in 2 years? If you don't know that, it's because you don't believe that you're in the right place, or you don't believe that you're the right person for the job. Which one is it? That's the thing. You don't believe that people believe in you, or you don't believe in the company, or you don't believe that you could do solar, or you don't believe that you could sell water. What is it that you don't believe? What is it that you're uncertain about that's keeping you from going out there just writing down your goals and setting up a plan? Because most of you still don't have a goal. You still don't have plans, rather, that's going to show you how to get to your goals. We're not even talking about, the work. You're not going to work if you don't know why you need to be working. You're not going to work if you don't believe that you can actually get the result, right? Listen, seven-figure people master that stuff, man. Seven-figure people, millionaires and billionaires. These people are on point. They're on purpose. They understand that the end result is what's most important, not whose idea it was. As a matter of fact, a seven-figure earner, a eight-figure earner, nine-figure earner, a millionaire, billionaire, they don't care who idea it is. They don't have egos like that. It can start off as their idea, and it can take a whole entirely different twist. They totally flexible. You can come on in with your idea. If your idea is more efficient, more effective, and they can get there using your idea, it's done. There's a lot of people out there use other people's ideas, right? You got people out there selling $27 courses, making millions of dollars, letting people use their idea, and they making millions of dollars, letting people use their ideas off of $27. So again, right now, you have to go out there and today do this, do all of this. Okay. Do all of this before December 1st. I mean, for January 1st. Don't go into the year unprepared. Don't go into the year with 100 air mindset. Don't go into the year with 1,000 air mindset. Go into the year with a millionaire mindset, right? With seven-figure mindset, because it's not about you looking at how big that number is. You're looking at the $1 million with the one and the two commas and all the zeros in it. That's where you messing up. Don't look at the big number. Look at the little number. Let me share with you what the little number is. The little number is 200. That's 200 people on your list. 1 to 2 hours a day, learning how to invite and prospect. 4 presentations a week, going out there building the business for you and your team, doing presentations, right? 4 times a week, 4 weeks a month, right? You're doing this thing. 2 years, it's done, right? And I'm just telling you, take go out here and focus on the little numbers. Build a 500, and then once you hit build a 500, showing 5 or 6 other people how to hit build a 500. Then you have build a 2,000, right? Then you show another 5 or 6 other people how to get to build a 2,000. Now you way beyond build a 8,000. You skipped over build a 4,000. You build a 8,000 because you're working with the little. Now all of a sudden that's $100,000 a year. Now you're at 6 figures. Guess what? Next year's coming. Now when you teach everybody else how to do that, you teach 10 more people how to do that. That 10 more people making $100,000 a month. I mean, 100,000, yeah, $100,000 a year gives you $100,000 a month. Just it's easy math. It's simple math, right? If you can blueprint it, you can put the numbers on paper, right? All you have to do is do the work to get enough people in that plan, on that blueprint to do the actual activities, train them up, support them, encourage them, endorse them, and do whatever you need to do to make sure that they're excited and they're winning. And when you do that, whatever goal it is that you have on your paper, you'll knock it out one day. You might not get it in the same day that JC hits his goals or that any of these other leaders hit their goals, guys. It's not about you racing them. You're in a race of your own. You just gotta run. They've already shot the gun, right? They've already, pow, the starter pistol has already been shot. You're the only one sitting there at the starting line. Take off running. And don't worry about running perfectly. Learn how to run while you're building. Learn how to run and get stuff done and just learn on the fly, right? That's all we're asking you to do. Go out there and do what you came to do. Go out there and hit the goals that you came to hit, and we'll help you with that. All right. So, with that being said, guys, for those of you who are going to attend, definitely look forward to seeing you guys at the boot camp on Saturday morning. I got some really big things set up for you guys, skill set wise, and we're going to show you guys the hows because today is about the why. And I want to, hopefully, I messed you up pretty good and shook you up pretty good. Hopefully, I stepped on some toes and messed up some toe polish today, but this training was not for me. I could have been watching the Packers play, quite honestly, so trust me. But this is for you doing your thing. You're here in the business, and I want to make sure you're a business owner, not just somebody who has a business position. So I love you guys. Looking forward to getting in the trenches with you guys. Looking forward to getting to your markets in Colorado. I'll be in Colorado January 25th that weekend doing a presentation and training. Looks like we'll be in Maryland, I think Baltimore, Maryland, February 8th with Hans and Dr. Arlene George and the host of other people that are out there in that market. Guys, if you're in Florida, you're in Atlanta, Georgia, you're in California, you know, all these other markets out here, you want us to come out there and do some events and presentations and trainings for you guys, I'm down for it. Just get in touch with the leaders, have them contact me, and we'll talk about it. We'll figure out if you and your market are fit to do business. And if not, we'll show you how to get to that point if you're willing to do the work. Okay. But we will build these markets up on the way to convention. We will have pockets of people coming in grand fashion, and they will be coming from droves in any of these markets that we're going to go and present and build in. Trust me, the first time I go won't be the last time I go, because if I go there once, it's going to be a big enough demand for me to come back there again. Same thing for the rest of these leaders. When they get to traveling, and we get this groundswell going in those markets, you want to be in those markets, or you want to be a part of the reason why we get to those markets, so you and your group will grow on the way to convention, so you can be signing your ownership contracts. That's why you want us in your markets, right? So take care, guys. We'll see you guys at the top. See you guys at the bank. See you guys at the beach. And this weekend, when it comes to Christmas, party responsibly, right? Don't go out there and do anything that's gonna get you in trouble. Okay? Go out there, enjoy your family. Go out there, enjoy yourselves, and again, happy holidays. See you guys soon.